What is up, everybody? Ranger here. Welcome back to another video, and welcome back to another reaction and review. And in this video, I'll be checking out the second episode of Sonic Prime. The first episode left a very big impact on me, and I loved it. So I'm ready to dive into the second episode. I want to see what progresses, what happens. I'm looking forward to seeing the jungle version of Amy and see what happens with that. I don't think that happens until like episode 3 or 4. But let's go ahead and dive into the second episode, because from what I can tell, whenever I was looking at the episode, Sonic is in New Yoke City for like 3 episodes, I think. So I think it's like the 4th episode that Jungle Amy appears. So let's go ahead and dive into the second episode so we can go ahead and speed things along, if you will, till we can get to the other part with Amy. So let's go ahead and start the video in 3, 2, 1, click. Shadow. So what are you gonna do? Whip out an SMG and start shooting Sonic this time around? This music kicks. Chaos.
Chaos Emerald. There you are. Chaos Control.
Shadow looks good. Flickies.
No. This guy right here is Shadow, and he's kind of my biggest rival. He's also a real buzzkill. And by the way, he roller skates.
They're air shoes.
Maybe my
They're going full Tron here. I gotta admit, Shadow seems a bit more chill this time around. You tripped over! Oh. He just bursts right through it. Okay. Also, I love that air shoes bit. I mean, come on, man. Like, don't diss Shadow's fashion.
Your business.
Yeah, he's not your brother, but you act like it. Oh, gosh. I got a question. Shadow, do you think really knocking him out would actually make him listen?
Look, Shadow, I'm late.
Oh!
Learn to focus.
She's a bat, of course. Also, those ear twitches are adorable.
Blue Guy is obviously an enemy of the Council too. He's strong, fast, and he knows we can make a better world. That's hope.
Dude, I love this music. Did they get a synthwave artist to do this music? This is so freaking sick. I love it. Are you... Oh, that's so cool.
It is. What? I stealth.
Stealth is not your thing. But it's adorable you're willing to try.
Adorable. Yeah,
Rift in time. You caused a complete power outage of this. Oh crap.
How's that for a diversion?
The power just went out.
I got a question. Did they get Crush 40 to do any soundtracks for this? Please tell me they got Crush 40. He turned into a hamster.
Okay, Hedgehog, you're up.
Yeah. Amy. Oh, dang. Okay, I know part of this Amy is still organic, but I don't know if there's a way to get through.
That luck ran out.
No, I wouldn't say that, but you better evade. Oh boy. Oh, this is unique. Oh! Tails doesn't give an F. I'm wondering.
Blue hedgehog, terminate.
That's it already? Heck, already? You're kidding me. Well, they did spend, Sonic and Shadow did spend like 10 minutes fighting, so okay. Okay, that was really, really good. And I gotta say, I'm still hooked on this. I'm still hooked on this. I love it. Um, I'm still hooked on this completely. I love it. It's really super awesome, and I'm really curious. I love the fact the whole rebel thing definitely it feels like, I know it's not completely. I need to check out one thing, and I'm not sure. Oh, okay. No, I was wrong. It was interrogation protocol engaged, not Nicole. I apologize. I misheard that. I actually thought that they said Nicole, which would have been an interesting callback to I think it was Nicole the Lynx from the original Archie comics. Um, However, Sega, I don't believe uses or allows the use of the Archie characters that were used in the original Sonic material to be used in the modern Sonic material, which I can understand, and I completely respect that. But this definitely kind of feels like some of, the original Saddam Sonic series from like the late 90s, with the whole Eggman, or Dr. Robotnik at the time, having taken over completely, and you have a full resistance group that is now trying to, which at the time it was from Knothole. I believe it was from Knothole back then, and it was the Freedom Fighters. But now we just have the Resistance, which is a rebel group led by Rouge, and I'm guessing second in command is Knuckles. And an interesting backstory is we find out that originally this city didn't completely exist. It was more or less just a point that deviated in time. It was a point. Sonic didn't exist in that universe, and all the rest of the characters apparently did, supposedly, or the majority of them did, and everything deviated from that whenever Eggman took over. So they want to get back to the way the city was. We don't know how much time has passed. Obviously, enough time has passed that Eggman has ruled over this city for quite some time. And so now they're trying to form a resistance to take that back. Now, we did have other characters. Whenever we had the power outage, the other characters made mention about joining the resistance. So obviously, before, they were too afraid to join the resistance, possibly thinking that it would have no effect, possibly not do any good. Now, however, after having a power outage, now they seem to believe that it's possible that they have a fighting chance. So I'm not really sure if the concept is going to be that Sonic is going to leave New York City. He's going to leave this timeline and leave the Resistance fighting back against this version of Eggman. It's a possibility, like he actually encourages the Resistance in every single timeline to fight back. I mean, it's a possibility, and that's a theory that I'm going with, unless I'm proven wrong, and I no doubt will be. But there's still, obviously, every single character has been obviously different, and a very interesting thing, once again, Shadow is very different, at least somewhat. He's somewhat different. I love the use of him in this, but also I find it interesting that he's kind of toned down a little bit. He's still edgy. He's still, the edgy Shadow we know, but the voice for him I do like the voice. And again, it's kind of funny because the dynamic here, just this little introduction we get between him and Sonic, kind of feels more like an older brother, younger brother deal. You know, you have the edgy sort of older brother who is like trying to tell the younger brother stop and listen. Although Shadow is not really giving Sonic a time to, talk to him. He's just like trying to beat the ever living crap out of him and then try to get him to sit down and listen. But it's still funny, and I love the dynamic. And that little moment where Sonic tells the audience that Shadow roller skates. And he called them, what now did he call them? That little segment where it's like, it's almost where Shadow like breaks the fourth wall to interact with Sonic, who's narrating this, and says they're air shoes. I just love that delivery and that whole scene there so much because it makes me kind of want to have a little headcanon here that this is like Sonic and Shadow, like they got together and they wrote a fan fiction, and this is what Sonic described as Shadow, and then Shadow was like maybe writing it, and that's whenever he just turned to Sonic and said that line. It's just so fun. I mean, it's just so fun. I love it. I love it. And, I love the sort of deadpan delivery. And again, I love the dynamic here between Sonic and Shadow. I really do. I love what they did here. I do. And I really do. And I honestly, I love the setup with Knuckles and Rouge here. I really do. It's a fun setup, and I love what they did with them. And it really feels really, really cool. And I love just the feel of the characters in this. And, it's kind of a thing. Some people ship Rouge and Knuckles. Some people ship Rouge and Shadow. I'm kind of neutral to either one. I think Sonic X made me ship Rouge and Knuckles because I think at the end of it, she hugged him, did like a little cute pounce on him. So I think ever since then I've actually shipped Knuckles and Rouge. Although sometimes I have shipped Knuckles and shipped Rouge and Shadow, but my mainstay is still Rouge and Knuckles. So it's really cool to see them work together in this, and I love it. And again, Amy is just Rusty Rose is really a cool kick butt character. I love it with her. I love her character, and again, it makes me wonder, with the changes that have transpired with the characters, is this actually the Amy of this in this universe, and she was roboticized, or was this a complete creation? I'm still leaning on my theory that there's still some organic material of her left, like basically just part of her entire body has been completely roboticized, and it's just like the lower part of her face, like the lower part of her muzzle of her face, and the left side of her face and part of her ears. All of this is organic. The rest of it is metal. So it makes me wonder if there's actually a part of her that may still exist in this. I do not know. But I love the fight scene with this, and again, the music. This is Sonic, so it makes me wonder, is Crush 40 involved with the music? That synthwave, like industrial mute track that was playing earlier, I freaking love that. I do. I love synthwave, and that sounded so cool. But again, this is Sonic. Whenever I think of a soundtrack, I think of a band. I think of Crush 40. They're kind of pretty much the mainstay band for Sonic video games. So I haven't checked the sound in the end credits for this, but I gotta know. Were they involved with the music? Because it just sounded really, really awesome. Let me check. I do not see anything about the music. I don't see anything about the music, about the sound in the credits. I apologize if I missed over it. But again, I think of Crush 40, and I gotta say that the soundtrack for this is awesome. And I love the sound too. Like when the entire city just goes quiet and you just hear the wind. For that little moment where there's no music playing, it's just the characters and it's just the characters talking. That is really good. I really love the sound design in this, and that they're not forcing music on you constantly. I love the sound to it, and it's just really good. I love this. And then that little moment, of course, where Tails is like, tells Knuckles, "I'm one of the good guys." It's really cool, and I really love the whole setup for this and what they're doing with this. And I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen next. And so, Shadow knew something about the crystal, the Paradox Prism. He knew something about it. Tails tried to stop Sonic. Shadow basically wanted him to listen. Sonic didn't. This is probably going to be like a bit of a thing, you know, like a lesson for Sonic, like slow down and listen. That's probably going to be like the takeaway message for him in this, you know, is that he needs to kind of slow down and listen a little bit instead of just jumping headfirst into it. You know, that's probably going to be the takeaway thing. But again, I really love this episode. There's a lot of it that I love. It's a very cool episode, and it gave us a little bit more backstory. We still don't know about Amy. We now know about Rouge and Knuckles. We also know about Tails now, but we still don't know about Amy. And I still think, obviously, part of her is organic, obviously. But the question is she going to be... is she going to be... For a moment, I actually kind of thought that her outfit a bit resembled her outfit from Sonic Boom. Don't know. But, I really enjoyed this episode. A lot of action going on, and we got the rescue scene, attempt actually. But I'm really curious about what's going to happen in the next episode. But again, really enjoying this show. I love this show. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens next. And I love this. I really, really do. But again, thanks again for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care.